Music is not what I do, it is who I am. Facts, no printer.
Because they told me that my flow would probably purchase me a Benz. Right now I ain't shit cause of Rolex shit. Been like that for months. I'm still in business, so every time niggas try saying I change, I don't get offended. A lot of bad decisions, couldn't tell you, no regrets. I thought I was tripping till I brought us home a check. For sure, I put the business in my name. Cadillac V, that's what I swing.
Aaron May is an artist out of Houston, Texas. Growing up in Alief, he originally put a lot of time into ball with hopes of possibly making it to the league one day. But once he made the final decision to put ball aside and focus on music, he had some difficult arguments with the people around him, as well as himself, to see if he was making the right decision and where this path in life could really take him.
Not even 1% of the world makes it to the NBA. Not even 1% of the world is a famous rapper. But I mean, there's a choice I had to make, and I made the right one, I feel like.
Attending Alief Hastings High School, Aaron said because there were people of many different financial statuses in his area, it's very likely to be introduced to many different things at a young age, from weapons to drugs to fights. But if you had your head on straight and stayed focused, there's nothing that pulls you into that side. And he was low-key an example of this, as he was way too busy learning how to write and produce music, which would become the foundation of his first project and his career.
I don't really get distracted because I like to, just put my all into whatever I'm doing. When I was writing the album, I fell behind school because I was so zoned in on the album. And then after the album, I zoned in on school, got that done. As far as writer's block or whatever, if I get in the stump, the best thing to do for me is just leave it alone. Music is good, it's great, it's amazing.
Aaron started recording SoundCloud freestyles in the 7th grade, around 15 years old. He didn't have much recording equipment, or any at all. So what he would do was say his lyrics through his phone, and then he would upload that straight to his page. Not much mixing or nothing, which is hilarious and a perfect example of how we all gotta start somewhere, man. And instead of thinking of how to start or finding that perfect moment, it's better to just do it and learn as you go. And that's exactly what he did, taking his time on his craft and enjoying the process before he was able to deliver a quality that he approved of. And it wasn't until late 2018 when he dropped a video for his track Ride and pulled in 12K views that he started to gain some motion.
I've been ballin' from the start, now I'm really about to spit. Who you f***ing with? About to kill the game with a hit. Started eating tracks and win, never starved ever since, goddamn.
Now 12K views was a huge accomplishment for him because at the time, local artists he knew were only getting around 200 views, and even they were impressed with how Aaron was doing. After the single Ride, Aaron started getting noticed more around school, and just when he started to get popular, he came back with dropping his song Let Go, and by then, he was out of here.
I don't want your pity, I just wanna love but I'm way too busy. Rap moving up, I might come to your city. It's hot in the H but my heart's still chilly.
And just like the life of all artists who are next to blow, it wasn't a surprise when the comparisons would soon pop up. As his song went viral, one artist Aaron would be compared to was J. Cole. Not denying the comparisons, he was very open on the fact that both Nas and J. Cole were influencing his style, along with the Fugees and Outkast. He also would listen to Key Glock and Chief Keef. Aaron understood that he was still young, and that he would grow into his style, and that progression is a part of the journey. I mean, Aaron did start making music at 16. It only makes sense that he'd have a reference point to start off with. Both Cole and Nas had someone to go to. Cole had Nas, and Nas had Rakim. And even though both had their inspirations, they were able to build into their own sound. And it's only a matter of time before Aaron did the same thing. And when making his first project, Chase, that first viral track Ride didn't even make the cut. Although it's what got the eyes on him, by the time he was working on his new project, Chase, he felt the song was kind of old, and an old version of him, and he was ready to have a fresh start. So 2 years later, he had a new mindset. And when you're going from 16 to 18, life can change a lot in terms of what interests us. He also didn't want to waste any space and short his fans, and knew he was only getting better. So Chase was going to be its own thing and a new step forward.
Ace is my project that I dropped on February 28th, 2019. I made that album trying to give off the message of getting people to think about what they were chasing. We all chase something. You might be chasing love, chasing somebody that you don't need to be chasing. Sometimes you way too off into the money, into the game, you forgetting about everything else, everything you already have. I felt I was falling into different situations because I was chasing the wrong things. I have a lot already. Even though I want more, let me appreciate what I have.
And that album was a success. And personally, this Chase album was what officially put me on to Aaron. With tracks like Cream, Let Go, and In Love, this 11-song album definitely cemented him as an artist next up. And you can see the passion Aaron has for music when you hear him talk about it. Even after high school, when he made the decision not to go to college and to take up music full time, the people around him questioned him and asked if he had a plan B. He said he didn't have a plan B, and this was the only plan that he had. Even if he wasn't going to be the biggest artist, he was always going to be doing music, producing, writing, or doing something behind the scenes. But these days, it seems like his calling to be in front of the mic has been working out well for him. And he's been stepping into a new era of himself. That young Aaron from 2018, wide-eyed and green, is no more. And he is now finding his footing in sound. Some fans actually question the new direction and have already made comments about wanting to be old Aaron with his most recent track, For Show.
So, these niggas float, I don't think that it's show. If I lose it all, I could give me some more. We don't do fraud, hit the bank on the road. They never saw it, 100 in rows. Hustle for mine, that nigga I owe. Niggas ain't built for this shit, I know.
But I think if you'd follow him from the start, we should appreciate the growth and honesty he's shown in his music. He's definitely changed in sound and appearance. But when he was young, he was talking about a lifestyle he wanted. Now it seems like he's starting to attain it. We should be encouraging this because it means that his hustle is paying off. We shouldn't want our artists to stay in their depressive zones just because we might be, or because we think it makes better music. And when they get out of those depressive zones, that should be more motivation for us to do the same thing for our situation. In Love, Cream, Let Go, those songs were made for moments where you're feeling low. And you can always go back to it, but we can't feel low forever. Sometimes we need that hustle and motivational music to get us over the edge, not just the emotional ones. But I think those who want the old Aaron will backtrack down the road, and ironically enough, call the Aaron right now the old Aaron. A big plus, though, is that I haven't seen much of the Cole comparison since, so he's definitely been able to find his own lane. And for the record, some artists recognize that they need to be versatile, so you can't judge them off of one record. And I believe he's one of those. And if you step back to tracks like Still Humble and No Regrets, which is after the Chase era, you can still see that same Aaron and know that he didn't really go anywhere. We just gotta listen.